skies and neon nights, controllers lit like fireflies. Old freaky gamer in the zone, level up the unknown. Game talk news, it's all a thrill, conquering worlds with skill on skill. Game on, game hard, streaming stars were never far. Game on, game hard, in this conquest we're avatars. Mr. Mike calls the plays.
And welcome everybody to the GamezAttack podcast. This is episode 81. Delayed again? How's it going, everybody? Oh yeah, we're here. I'm live. At least at this moment. After the moment, I'm dead. I'm pixelated, folks. Oh yeah, I am pixelated after this. So, welcome to the GamezAttack podcast. A podcast about video games and gaming. Yeah, baby. Yeah. And I'm Mr. Mike. Like to talk about video games. And we got a lot of gaming news on today's Games News Now part of the show, which is the name took over for the Games Talk, the Games Talk Now part. So it's Games News Now. Wait, what did I used to call? Oh, I forgot what I called it already. I called it the Games Talk News or whatever. It was Games News Talk. I forgot. Games Talk News. Maybe it was called Games Talk News. I think it was called that. I already forgot because Games News Now is just a better name for it. So we got a lot to talk about, especially in the news part. But we got other stuff to talk about, meaning, well, games delayed. Two big games, which I'm going to go up to here first. The first game being delayed, finding out over this whole week, it was crazy. That these two games were just magically announced to be delayed for various reasons. And I'm like, am I pissed or am I just not surprised really at all? And on top of it, I got a lot of games right now that I'm playing and in my back catalog that I don't really give a care at the moment, especially for one of these games where I'm playing the former game. The first game being Terminator 2 No Fate has been delayed again. Yes. This time it is being delayed to December as the team stated they need time to assemble the physical editions of the game that they sold to people. And because of the so-called time it took to get things made and shipped out and stuff, they wanted everybody to have the time to be able to, they wanted everybody to get this game at the same time to be played and all that. And I call kind of bullshit on that because they could have just sent out some digital codes for everybody to play this game, depending on what you're playing it on. I, of course, am going to try to play it on the Xbox because they don't have a Xbox for PC version coming out of Terminator 2 No Fate. But they could have easily just gave out codes. This game is being made by Reef Entertainment, or published by at least Reef Entertainment. I think they also are the guys making it as well. I think Reef made it and is publishing it as well. But basically, I guess they had some collector's editions, which I didn't know at the time that they had collector's editions of this game until after the collector's editions were all sold out for the console I wanted. I think they had a Switch and a PS5 version of the game, one of the collector's editions on sale for the game. I wasn't interested in either one of those because I don't got a PS5 or a Switch 2. So I got a regular Nintendo Switch, but I think it's only for Switch. I could be wrong. It could be for the Nintendo Switch, but I wasn't going to get the copy. I wanted Xbox version, of course. I did want it for PC, but I was like, okay, whatever. Because, me, Mr. Stupid Achievos kind of guy, I needed my achievements, so I needed to get this game on Xbox. And I was like, well, I'm just going to get the digital version because they don't have a physical version for me to get, and the digital version will just be just fine. It's only going to be $30 for the digital version compared to, well, what was it, like $60, $100 or so for the collector's editions or whatnot, the physical edition. They went up in price for those editions. Those are pretty expensive. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm going to get the digital code and whatever, digital download and play it and have fun with it when it comes out, which was months ago. It was supposed to come out in October, during October. That's when they first pushed it back for the delays in getting their so-called, what they called parts being shipped to them from wherever they're being manufactured in China, of course. So they're like, whoa, it's taking some time for these things to come back to us from manufacturing from whereversville. They're not going to say China or whatever for the physical editions. That was the first time they delayed it. And then, people spoke up, in comments and saying, hey, but you could just give out the digital versions of the game. Just give out digital codes to the game so people can download it. And then when the physical editions come in, just ship them out to the people for the physical editions and then still give them like a game code or something. I don't understand what the problem was about that. And I'm like, oh, okay, so they're going to be really picky and not hand out game codes for this game, even though they could. And then just now, recently, they're like, oh, again, a new thing. Oh, it was supposed to come out November 26th, I think. Yeah, then November 26th. And now they're saying, oh, sorry, guys, we got to delay the game again because our parts just came in, and it's going to take us some time to assemble these collector's editions for everybody and put them together, ship them out and all that. And then I'm like, and now I'm just like really annoyed like everybody else was, because everybody else was saying the same thing just like I was the last time about this Terminator 2 2D No Fate game coming out. And we're all like, just ship us the digital game codes. What are you guys doing? How hard is it to ship out or just allow people to get digital game codes that have the physical editions, and then the rest of us that either pre-ordered the digital edition or are going to buy it when it's available, just let us get the game on the day, and then sure, the physical editions will come a little later, but that's okay because then they're physical collector's editions, and then they don't have to open up the boxes or whatever of the collector's editions anyways, because a lot of them are just going to keep them and save them or whatever. If it was me, I would do the same thing. I'd be like, oh, you're giving me a digital code for the game? Maybe I'll keep the box together or something, But they're not doing it that way. They said, nah, we'll just delay it again till December. Sorry, everybody. Sorry. Where's my sad trombone? Here we go. Sorry. Wait. Sorry, everybody. We gotta wait and make you wait again. There's nothing because of the game not working. I hope the game is fully working and patched up, and they got people making sure that game is working really good, because if it doesn't when it comes out, after they delayed this twice, well, they say 3 times, because I guess it was delayed before. I didn't know about the first delay, but the second time and now this third time, yeah, it's like Reef should have did it a little bit differently. I think they should have just sent out digital codes for everybody for every edition and said, hey, for you people with the physical editions, they're still coming, still getting the parts, but at least you got a game code so you could play the game like everybody else. But no. That would be too easy and stuff. And then they're like, oh, from tariff charges and ongoing global trade and tariffs and pushbacks and stuff, it took us a little while and blah, 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 blah. I don't know. If I was in that business, I'd be like, hey, let's just put this game out. I don't know. It kind of bothers me, but it doesn't. But I'm hoping the game plays and runs well and it's a really good game, because if it isn't, a lot of people, including yours truly, but mostly a lot of other people, are going to go and call out Reef Entertainment on this. They're going to really bark a lot of grief at Reef Entertainment for this, for pushing this game back again, if it's not because it's not an actual, thing. It's not because the game is not working. It's just because, the people that pre-ordered the physical editions have to wait. Yes. And I'm looking at all of the comments here, and everybody's saying, this is getting annoying. Why not just release the digital version and the physical version when it's ready? Some releases like the digital version first of the release and then the physical edition at a later time or date, like the MK Legacy Collection, for example. And then somebody's talking about if it's going to continue to be getting delayed or whatever. And it's, it is one of those things. It's like, okay, I can understand if this was like a big game, but I bet you're still going to have to download this game to whatever, to your Switch or whatever. Anyways, so why not just release the game? Why are you saying this? It's just questionable, really questionable. Why are you saying, it's because the physical editions aren't ready and processed yet and ready to go out? Just give out digital codes, because it's on every platform as a digital release. There should be no reason why Reef Entertainment couldn't just send out a bunch of codes to everybody, or let the digital release on those console editions just unlock. And then for the physical, like I said, for the physical people that bought the physical editions, they could have just sent them digital keys to the game, and they could have just unlocked it and played it. And then when their physical editions came, they could go, oh, look, it's my cool physical edition. This just seems like bad planning and PR, and they just either don't want to send out extra codes or whatever, or they're being really finicky about something stupid, or the game is still not really ready and they're just making excuses. That's what a lot of people are thinking. They're doing some, backwards thoughts there, which I would think that too, because it's like, why are you just pushing this back because of some physical plastic crap and stuff? It doesn't seem... If it gets pushed back again, because they said, we need some time to put this stuff together. So if they are putting this collector's editions together, I don't know how many collector's editions they got to put together, but if they say again that this game is delayed, then you know something's wrong with the game. Then we know it's not the physical editions. It's just them at Reef Entertainment bullshitting everybody and bullshitting us on something, even though they've been promoting it and showing videos of it, especially on IGN and stuff. They've been showing all this stuff, and I've been like, okay, this game looks really cool, and then you're still gonna push this back. If they do it again, then you know something's up. Then the jig is up, people. Then the jig is up. Then we know something's going on, and we know it's a bunch of bullshit. Then people are going to get really mad at them and go, well, you're bullshitting everybody. What's wrong with the game? Why didn't you just say the game wasn't ready yet because you're having some issues with making it or whatnot? Don't do this, but we'll see. Now we got to wait till December 12th, 2025 for Terminator 2 No Fate to hopefully come out. So maybe we'll get it before Christmas, or maybe not. Maybe we won't get it till 2026. Like this other game that got delayed, because we're talking about twos here. We're talking about pairs. So another game that's been brought to you by the Teasing Factory lately. This game's been pushed back and then teased and teased again and pushed back, and now it is being pushed back again. I think this is the third time for this game too, right? I think it is. I'm pretty sure it was pushed back 3 times already. Well, GTA 6 has been announced to be delayed again now until November of 2026. So not this November of 2025. They're not saying, oh, we accidentally put 2026 there. We meant 2025 until the end of November. No, they mean till next year of November. So this November, which we're in right now, we don't get to see this game again or anything about this game again until next November. And this is Rockstar we're talking about here. So Grand Theft Auto 6 has been delayed until November 19th now of 2026. So this news was announced by Rockstar as part of Take-Two's second quarter earnings and a release shared with press. Take-Two shared the delay was giving the team some additional time to finish the game with a high level of polish players can expect and deserve. I know, people, this is a big game, and I know this is supposedly was supposed to be one of their biggest games they ever created in a open universe. And Rockstar was always pushing for these bigger worlds and universes. And a lot of people are thinking that GTA Online is going to be also be a part of this GTA experience where, oh, it's not just the game and the story and all that that's being finished and done, but they're trying to get the next generation of GTA Online up and ready and finished and polished and stuff. So when they start this game up and people want to play either the game or go online to play the next GTA Online, which will be this, hopefully. That's the rumors, because we haven't heard anything about GTA Online, anything about this game yet. So people are thinking, well, maybe it's just because it's taken them longer to get this online part of the game world working, and they don't want it to work like it did for GTA 5 when that was all busted and broken at launch. And trust me, I was one of those people that played it since the 360 days at launch, and it was just busted as hell and broken as hell. But when I got in, it was kind of fun, but it was, it was held together by masking tape and paper clips. I tell you that. That GTA Online was rough. Woof. Plus, there was nothing to really do in there except steal stuff, drive around, fuck around. That was the good old days with GTA Online. Now it's just full of crud and too much bullshit and too many bullshitters. But yeah, back in the day, it was rough launch. Oh boy, it was Server City, people. But there's more to be expected about this. But they did say, they're like, hey, it's polished and high level. And I'm thinking, how long is this game going to take? And what's this going to cost? I wonder what if Take-Two had an earnings drop or something like they had. I'm sure they have a stock drop after this earnings call and stuff. Or this, what did they say? This was the earnings call, right? Investor call. Yeah, investor earnings. Yeah, quarter earnings call. I would bet that Take-Two, I bet you the CEOs, Strauss Zelnick and stuff, probably saw a lot of people taking stock money right out of that company, like left and right, even if it is GTA 6. They're like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Plus, you got all the console makers like Grand Theft Auto, like Xbox and PlayStation and stuff going, hey, well, we were hoping this game was going to come out this year so we can actually have an awesome game for the holidays of 2025. So we can, have something to sell with our consoles. Now we don't got that special game anymore to sell with our consoles. Now we got to think of something else for our consoles of this year. And then you got all the other games and companies and stuff that we're planning on putting out waiting to push back their games a bit till 2026 because this game was supposed to originally come out this fall, and then everybody was like, move away, move away. First it was May, and then, and then they're like, no, now we got to move it back even farther, so, yeah. So it was supposed to come out in May of 2026. First off, it was supposed to be fall of this year. Then it was May of 2026, and now it's November of 2026. They keep pushing it, even though May is a long time away right now, pushing it back, Grand Theft Auto 6 again, saying that we have to push it back to November. That gets you wondering. It gets you wondering what's going on behind the scenes. Are they taking on a test that is too big, that they're having some troubles with? And then when we have the game's news, there will be more stories on this as well, because they're having some issues behind the scenes. And I wonder if these issues behind the scenes is also causing Rockstar to get a little squeamish and extra security and stuff like that, getting them under a bigger lockdown, and they're just having a lot of issues developing this Grand Theft Auto and stuff, because it's been a while. Like I said, we didn't have a new Grand Theft Auto since GTA 5 came out on Xbox 360 and PS3. And that was at the end of the console lifespans. Those were at the end of the console life cycles. Then it was the Xbox One version and PS4 version, which got updated versions eventually of GTA 5. But that was 2 consoles ago when this GTA 5 came out. Because, don't forget, the next game that Rockstar came out with was Red Dead Redemption 2, which was an amazing game. And I think that came out pretty good on time. I don't think that was delayed too much. I don't even know if it was delayed. Maybe it was delayed once, but it came out and it was very good quality Red Dead Redemption game. I liked the game. I know a lot of people had their tiffs about it and stuff. I thought it was a very good game. I played it. I beat it. It was a good Red Dead Redemption game. The online was pretty bad and stupid, but the game itself was pretty darn good. And when they finished Red Dead Redemption 2, that's when they were starting production on Grand Theft Auto 6. And I'm like, wow. And all these years later, I'm like, wow, I'm getting old. Oh, boy. And it makes me wonder. It's like, okay, are these games getting way too big? I like big games. I like it when these publishers, especially back in the day, when I was starting to play, do some real gaming back on the 360 and stuff. And back in those days, even with GTA San Andreas back in the day on the PS2, we all thought, wow, that's a big game. Look at all that stuff going on in that game. We thought that was going to be awesome. And then, games got a little bit bigger. You got Oblivion on the 360 and stuff like that, and Fallout and all that. And then the next Grand Theft Auto, like I said, GTA 5 was very huge. And then they're like, we want to push it even farther. We want an even bigger game and a bigger everything else. And I'm like, wow, go for it, Rockstar, but shit. And now with all these big, huge, giant games coming out, it's like, could this be a little too big? Or is this just something that they're trying to do and they're just overdoing it? Or I don't know. I hope it's good. I hope it's really good. I got worried when the first GTA 6 trailer came out online and it was showing all that social media bullshit. And shit, I'm 39 years old. This game ain't coming out until I'm 40. I'm going to be 40 years fucking old when GTA 6 comes out. Shit, I was about, 18 or something when GTA San Andreas came out. That was like, when was it? Like Grand Theft Auto 3, 4, 5? It was in the early days. I was like, because when I got a PS2, I think I was around 16, 17. I don't know. I can't remember my dates anymore. whenever the PS2 came out and all that and stuff, and when Grand Theft Auto 3 and stuff, I didn't get that game or a PS2 like 3 or 4 years down after that, maybe even 5 years. And then I got all that, and then they brought out Grand Theft Auto, not Liberty City, Vice City, and then GTA San Andreas came out, and I was playing all that on the PS2, and I'm like, whoa. And then I got the 360, and that's when we waited, and that's when the next Grand Theft Auto came out, and that was Grand Theft Auto 4 with Nikolai Botov, when they went back to Liberty City, and it was Nikolai, our Russian guy. I miss that guy. Got that game. I got that on Steam right now. I can play that someday. But, wow. So far, so long. And this game not coming out until I'm 40 fucking years old. Shit. 2026, people. November 2026. Maybe. If everything goes good. Because who knows? This is the longest wait we've ever had for a GTA game. And frankly, it's okay. I'm okay about it. Because, right, frankly, I have a lot of games to play still in back catalog and stuff. And I am kind of playing GTA 5, kind of. I'm on and off. I've been off of it after all these new games came out. But I do have GTA 5 for the PC, which I will be playing this Friday. This Friday, I am playing GTA 5. So we can all have some GTA 5 memories of fun this Friday on GameOn. Because I said, hey, why not play GTA 5? Because GTA 6 ain't coming out until next year. Why don't we get everybody back into playing Michael and Trevor and I always forget the other guy. Michael, Trevor, don't call him Franklin. There we go. Why do I not? Oh, because I don't. Here's the thing, folks. It's not because Franklin is black. It's just he's a forgettable character because he's just a normal character. He ain't as cool and as fun as CJ was in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. He's just a plain old Busta character. And it's just like, they could have made him a lot better. But Trevor and Michael, awesome characters. Awesome characters. But yes, I am going to be playing GTA 5 via the PC this Friday. So if anybody's wondering to want to watch that and see how GTA 5 holds up, that's what I'm going to be playing. And definitely not going to have any music. I think they got a streamer mode for that stuff too, so we'll see about that. But yeah, kind of two big games, that were coming out. Now we got to wait bit longer, which, like I said, if you're like me and you buy a lot of games and you buy a lot of digital codes and you get on those sales like I've been doing, it's not a big deal. There's actually a game sale going on right now. There was a sale on a game that I might be getting because I think it's only like $9 or something for a game. I don't know if I'm going to take the hit on it yet or not. I'm going to look it over one more time, but I might buy it, but I'm not quoting myself on it, but we'll see. Yeah, it's crazy. It's really crazy. I'm going to take a quick break. You will not notice a thing. We're just going to continue on with this. I got to get a water break, but I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. You didn't notice a thing. Just been really thirsty because I've been having some stomach issues today. Go figure. But I am all good now. That's why I'm doing this podcast on Saturday. Recording this on Saturday, so that's good. So we're going from the two games that got delayed again, and then we're going to the game that nobody's been talking about ever. And it's like, wow, this game did come out, right? I've been playing this game. I'm not like playing this ahead of time, so why is nobody else playing this or talking about this? Like, I don't even see this on any news, like any gaming news stories or any gaming sites too much. And I didn't hear any podcasters talking about this game. They've been talking about Arch Raiders or some is it Arc Raiders? Arc Raiders and Fortnite Simpsons that just happened all this time and all this week and last week and stuff like that. And it's like, are we all forgetting about the game that just came out from Obsidian Entertainment, a good old little game called The Outer Worlds 2? Now, the first Outer Worlds I keep talking about that I very much disliked. I played a bunch of it in the beginning, it was okay, and then it just fell off a cliff for me. This one, Outer Worlds 2 is a lot better. At first, I was a little sketchy on. I was like, and I kept playing, and I'm like, okay, this has got a more feel of an Avowed feel to it, and it's got a nice open world. I'm still in the first world. I'm still in the first planet because I've just been doing a bunch of weird things and learning some stuff. There is some quirkiness to the Outer Worlds 2, which I will go into because I'm going to talk about the Outer Worlds 2. I'm going to be your only person right now, folks, talking about the Outer Worlds 2. Plus, I just streamed like almost 3 hours of the Outer Worlds 2 last Friday. So that's a lot of Outer Worlds because I just been having so much fun with the Outer Worlds 2. And that's besides me putting a few mods and stuff into it. But those mods really do actually help out the game for me, at least, even more because I got so many games to play. I got to cheat in a little way, shape, or form here or there. And I still get my achievements, so I'm good on that. But in my Outer Worlds 2 play, I didn't max out. I gave myself a bunch of currency in the game, so I got over 50 million whatever Outer Worlds $2 or digital currency or whatever, credits, whatever they call the currency in the Outer Worlds 2. So I got 50 million plus of that. So I'm good on money. So I could buy my bullets, my shields, my health, whatever. Doesn't matter. Money is no object. Also, I had that, the time displacement device, which has you slow down time, but it only lasts for so long. Well, I have that on an infinite. So if I turn it on, it'll stay on permanently, and I could just go in slow motion, blowing off enemies' heads and stuff like that. That is a good thing to mod in there. And the third mod that I put into my Outer Worlds 2 gameplay was the ability to I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, get extra skill points. So I get an extra 20 instead of one skill point or a couple skill points. You get like a couple or something via your play. I get 20 skill points every time I level up. So I get 20 skill points to put into my skills set and stuff every time I level up. And that increases and helps me out a lot because then a lot of my abilities grow faster. A lot of my skills get better and stuff. And frankly, that just makes the game a lot better. I could have added a mod for perk points as well and stuff like that. But I said, I'll just leave it with that stuff. I'm not too greedy. I'm not going to go full on, this and that. Like, I'll still lose health because I think the God mode part doesn't work too well, but that's okay. I don't really care about not doing the God mode part, but just having that stuff just makes the game a lot more interesting to me because I am playing the Outer Worlds 2 on my PC and my Xbox Rog Ally X, which runs beautifully on everything. And basically, I'm just, like I said, having a blast. It feels a lot like like Avowed, like I said before, except you're using guns instead of like spears and stuff like that. But I do got my big old super like katana kind of thing going on where I could chop enemies' heads with this thing, and it's like a big laser sword and stuff. It's pretty cool. But I got that, and I got my melting shotgun. It also, and another thing, I mentioned this, I think, in the game too, when I was playing the game in my stream. It also feels a little Borderlands-esque because I have the numbers going off. So when I'm hitting the enemies with like bullets or slicing their heads open with my big laser sword and stuff, you see the little hit point numbers coming off of them. So it feels a little bit like a little Borderlands-esque in a feel to it as well. And I get a really disgusting pervy kick out of that as well. And I'm like, yeah, lose those points, yeah. And I've just been perving out on all the stupid, lusty space women that are in this game as well. They got sexy space women that have green hair, red hair, purple hair, stuff like that, blue hair. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, ladies. You're looking good, and you got some nice hairstyles going on and stuff. Some of them are sassy, some of them are broody, and some of them are just plain old bitches and stuff. But so far, it's been good. Like I said, I'm still on the same main world. I've just been trying to do a bunch of quests and tasks in the first world. Eventually, I'll jump off that world when they want me to go beyond when they want me to continue the story and stuff. I've noticed, though, in the game that a lot of times there are tasks that you are needing to do, or, for quests and stuff, and they show you the general area on the map where your quest is, where you could do, where that person or whatever is. You go to that area, and then it completely disappears. It goes boop, gone, and it gives you this little, I don't know, radar kind of thing going on your screen and stuff, and that's all. It's not showing you, well, where this guy is going to exactly be, or where that thing is going to be or something. It's just, oh, you're going to have to go hide and seek this item or this person on, and I'm like, yeah, and I'm looking all over for this and that person and this person, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not too liking this part. I'm like, in most of these kind of games, these RPGs and stuff, you can easily find the person by just looking at your mini map or looking at the main map, and it just points it right there, and then it'll basically highlight the person for you or point of interest that you need to go to and be at. And this does it up to a point, and then it goes away. And then it's like, okay, what am I doing next? I don't know what I'm doing next. I can't figure it out. And it kind of bothers me a little bit. I don't know if anybody else has run into that issue or if they have an issue with that issue. But it's like, okay, I just want to get this quest completed, and sometimes I just run into some dumb luck to find that person or that item or something, and it is really just crazy on how that is. Yeah, but otherwise, besides that, the game seems pretty good. It hasn't broke anywhere. I haven't gotten stuck in anything yet. I found out you can't walk on water, that you do sink. So don't try to go into too much of the higher water or anything. You can't just swim to another area or something, which I can understand because maybe my spacesuit and armor might be a little heavy for that. But yeah, you just sink and die. You sink and die. So, oh, and those gravity boots that you get. I think you can get them upgraded or something, or you get a skill for those or something like that. But if you try to jump off something, you're trying to land softly and you want to use those boots, don't try that, because you're just going to completely fall and die. You're not going to just go and glide up again. Apparently, you need to be on a surface to use those when you're gliding up and stuff, when you're doing your double jump and stuff with those moon boots or whatever. When you're jumping off a cliff and you want to, get to an area faster or something, that's not going to help you. You're just going to fall and die every time. Unless if you have, I guess, that perk or whatever, a skill or whatever like that. I learned that the hard way a couple times, especially when I was trying to get to a certain point on that first area where it says, oh, you could go this back way and just jump over the ship, and you jump over the water onto the ship and onto the ship over to the next part onto the island to get to go and infiltrate this I don't know, what is it, a prison a galactic prison or something like that on this island, on this landmass and stuff. And it's like, oh, I fell in the water. Oh, that's okay. I'll swim and blah, 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 all the way down. And I did that like 3 times before I properly learned how to jump and glide to the next area. It was pretty nerve-wracking. I was like, oh, shit, am I going to ever do this? And I'm like, okay. But I kind of passed a bunch of parts that, originally they wanted me to do one thing and that and then another thing. And it's like, oh, I passed all this stuff because I secretly got into the underground part of, or the back area of the this prison base place. Even though I found out at the end of that, when I did that whole mission, that there was an extra secret passageway through the sewers, which I didn't know was on the other side of this prison base. And I'm like, shit. At all this time, I could have just went on the other side and went into the sewer to get into this place. Oh, well. But I managed to get in. People got angry at me, tried to shoot me, and I just blew all their heads away. I killed them all. Killed them all. Didn't matter. Man, woman, child. Killed them all. Actually, there's only men and women there. No children. No children in the game that I know of. But I killed them all. They were all bad. Killed the supreme superintendent, crazy guy that was executing just random people because he was crazy and he was just executing like everybody and stuff. And it was a good old time. And I just blew him away with my shotgun and my laser sword, using my time manipulation and stuff like that. That was fun. I accidentally took out my partner that I was helping, which it was a whole story on that, where he originally, when I was on the spaceship and I was sneaking through the spaceship, he was going to out me, but he didn't. And now I got him killed. And yeah, it's a whole situation with that. But, well. Oh, well. But otherwise, it plays very well. Outer Worlds 2 plays well, loads up, plays. Game saves. You can save your game anywhere, shape or form. That's always great. So I've been doing my manual saves throughout the game. It's colorful, very bright, colorful, stuff like that. And it's a space game, apparently. Eventually I'll get to space. I got to go back to my ship. I got to do a few things. I got to do a few more missions. And then eventually I think they're going to put me back into space. And then we're going to go back and we're going to fly somewhere else to some other planet or moon base or something. And then we'll just continue the story. Which the story is this big, super energy thing is going to be coming and destroying planets and stuff. And I got to stop it by finding this woman that betrayed me and everybody and stuff like that. Mostly me, and tried to leave me for dead and tried to kill my ass. And yeah, it's a whole thing. There's a whole revenge story going on here. There's a whole passage of time and worlds with this thing. Hence the name, The Outer Worlds 2. But it's a good game. It's a really decent game, but I think right now it's just getting lost in all these other games coming out and these other big games. Like I said, with that Fortnite, Simpsons, and all that, I don't know what it is. Besides all that, I don't know. I'm surprised on so many people wanting to play that stupid Fortnite or Arc Raiders and stuff like that. I watched people play that stuff, but I'm like, I will never play that stuff. But I'm also not a big online guy. Maybe a lot of people are just online people, and Fortnite is technically free, and is Arc Raiders free too? I don't think it would be. I could be wrong. But like I said, I don't play online games like that stuff, so I don't really know that space too well, except for like playing sometimes some Mortal Kombat online or something, or this online, or a little bit of Gears of War online or something like that. And that was just once in a great lifetime. But stuff like this, you know, I don't know. And nobody has mentioned Outer Worlds 2. Like, I heard more about people talking about the stupid, what's that game called? Oh, shoot. I'm drawing a blank again. Now I remember. Death Stranding 2. I hear more people talking about stupid Death Stranding 2 than something like the Outer Worlds 2. And I'm wondering if it's just because it's, for other people, it's a $70 game, or, you know, for me, it's a Game Pass game because I got Game Pass Ultimate. But I wonder if people are just, like, not really thinking or wanting to get it because it's like, it's just one of those Microsoft first-party games. But a lot of people like the original one. A lot of people like Avowed. I don't know how many people like Avowed, but a lot of people liked Avowed. I was definitely one of those. I was really interested but skeptical about Avowed, and then I just like got totally blown away about that, and I just played the whole thing of that. It's going to be like that for this, I can tell, for the Outer Worlds 2. And I wish more people would play it and enjoy it, but everybody's been playing all these online and weird things, and it's like, okay, money's tight, I understand, and all this other stuff, but really, I just have no appeal for that stuff. It's just like all the people that are playing the Battlefield 6 online and the Call of Duty online and stuff. It's just, I can't get into that stuff anymore. I just don't have the fingers for it, you know? And I feel like I could be lost in that shuffle as well when people are talking about all these other super fast-paced online games, and I'm just like, single player, that's where I'm heading. Or maybe, you know, multi-split screen player, you know, stuff like that. But do you any of you listening or watching this think that maybe the Outer Worlds 2 is getting lost in the gaming sea, in that big, giant gaming sea? Or are people just not really too interested in it? Because like I said, usually we get a lot more, like, everything. Even IGN hasn't posted much on it. They posted some console commands, but you don't hear or see them talking about, because usually they're the biggest ones going, oh, yeah, we're promoting this Outer Worlds 2 game. Look at all the stuff that you can get, all this in-game. We got the whole walkthroughs and stuff, and you would hear other people talk about their walkthroughs and stuff, and I don't hear nothing. And then I listen to all these podcasts, and all I hear is Arc Raiders this and Simpsons Fortnite that, and I'm just like, not interested. What regular games are coming out? Outer Worlds 2, it's out, but nobody's playing it. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's a lot of people playing it, and it's just gaming press that's not really covering it because they're trying to cover all this other bullshit and stuff. Maybe I'm wrong on that. I would hope so. Let me know, folks. Let me know in the comments below if you're watching the video, or on YouTube, that is. And or let me know at oldfreakygamer@gmail.com if you're listening to this as a podcast. Or, you know, you could go to my social media pages. I'm at oldfreakygamer on both Twitter and BlueSky, so you could actually go to one of them, send me a tweet, DM, whatever. So, yeah, I want to know, are people playing Outer Worlds 2, and is that a good game for you guys? Because for me, it is. I am enjoying it. I want to get farther into it, which I will be playing more of that. I'm also playing other games alongside of it, so it's not the only game that I am playing. I'm playing a vast bunch of other games as well. So Outer Worlds 2 is not just the only game that I'm playing, but I'm thinking it is getting lost in that sea of other games, and then people will talk about it later in the end of the year, and they'll go, oh yeah, I gotta get back into that Outer Worlds 2. I haven't played any of that because there were so many other games out, and I just put that off to the side and blah, blah, blah. And then eventually they'll play it, and then by next year they'll be like, oh yeah, I played that Outer Worlds 2. It was a great game. I waited till the end of the year to play it, but I played it. And I'll be like, okay, I'm moving on to something else now, like everybody else. And then, it's not going to do it any favors for the Outer Worlds 2 because you got the Call of Duty Black Ops 7 coming out in, what, is it the end of this week? Is it during this week or next week? I think it's this week. What did it say? Did it say like the 14th or the 17th? Let me take a look at my calendar here, see what day it would be. I'm thinking maybe this week. It's either this week, the 14th, or it was Monday, the 17th. It was either one of those days. I don't know. It was either the 14th or the 17th that Black Ops 7 would be coming out. And to tell you the truth, folks, which I'll tell you in a minute, because I'll talk about this more in the games that Mr. Mike has played in this past week, I'm not really into those kinds of shooters, into the Call of Duties anymore. I tried, but I'm just really not. But I'll talk more about that. And the only thing it's not a show and tell thing, but I did just get my Sambus Metroid Prime. What is that called? Metroid Prime. Hold on. Coming back. Metroid Prime Beyond. I know this ain't show and tell, but I just got my Metroid Prime Beyond Sambus and Viola on her motorcycle amiibo, which is a big amiibo, by the way. If you're watching the video part of this podcast, if you're not, if you're just listening, I'm holding up this very giant amiibo with Sambus running on this big motorcycle thing. It looks like the Batmobile. It looks like when in the Dark Knight, second Dark Knight movie, in the Batman with Christian Bale, it looks like that big bat cycle a bit. It's got the big tires, it's got the big thing, and it's got Sambus riding on it, all sexy like. Yeah, you don't know it's a female. But, that Samus is a female. But it's pretty cool. Even though I'm not playing the game, I don't even think I will even get the game. I don't know. I'm not playing Metroid Prime Beyond. I don't know if I'm going to ever get Metroid Prime Beyond, even if I do get a Switch 2 down the road. I know it's also for the Switch as well, but I don't think I will ever get the game. But I do like the look. I do like Samus's look. I like her look. I like the look. And something about her just sitting on that motorcycle, all sexy like. The Metroid cycle. That's awesome. I like that amiibo. It was a badass amiibo. I think it was $40. Don't quote me on it. Maybe I got it on sale on Amazon, but it just came like a couple days ago. And I'm like, well, I got to still hang it up on my amiibo wall. It's going to take up 2 slots on my amiibo wall, but it's going to be worth it because I'm just collecting amiibos that I think look cool. Not like I'll ever use them or anything, but they're showed off really nicely and they look really cool. And I like them. I like collecting the amiibos. I like collecting the Nintendo property amiibos. Why not? But even though this ain't a show and tell show, but I just wanted to speak. That came out. I'm guessing a whole bunch of other amiibos came out as well. I just got that one because that was something that was really interesting to me. And yeah, why not? Why not? I like to get gaming memorabilia and collectibles sometimes. Still got some room for collectibles like that I can hang on walls and stuff. Make my walls look a little cool. I got this front wall. I got this wall in the front of my office here. I'm hoping eventually that's going to be all amiibos going all the way down that frickin' wall because that'll be frickin' crazy. I got some things hung up. I got some Gears of War collectibles hanging up. I got a Halo 3 Kubrick collectibles that are very, very, very rare hanging up because apparently they didn't make enough. I tried to pre-order 2 of these suckers and then they canceled one of them, those bastards. So I only could get one of those Kubrick collector's editions. So that was a time. I was so pissed at them. I emailed them. I'm like, what the fuck? How come you only gave me one? How come you canceled my other part of the order? What the fuck is wrong with you guys? And they're like, I'm like, yeah, well, I'm not pre-ordering anything from your site anymore. It was supposed to be like one of those official sites that let you pre-order, gaming collectibles and memorabilia and stuff. And they really sucked. And I said, I'm not going to you guys anymore. Canceled them right out. Back in that day, if I would have known about credit card cashbacks, or what do they call them? Credit backs. I would have credited back my credit card back in that time and said, fuck them. They don't get no money. But I'm a semi-decent guy. I'm not going to do that. And finally, because most of this podcast is going to be talking about games news and, of course, the games that I played in the past week. But, yeah, my Xbox Rog Ally X is doing great. I'm having fun with it. I am slowly starting to do my review on it. I'm actually playing some games. I'm recording some footage off of my Xbox Rog Ally X for certain things and taking some pictures and stuff like that, some screenshots and stuff, because I'm going to use them in my both my video and article review. It's going to be a dual review thing. It's going to be part article, part video and stuff, if it all goes together well, and then I'll put it all together. And I'll talk about what I like, dislike, and what I think about the Xbox Rog Ally X. And hopefully that'll be up some time before the end of the year. It doesn't really matter. But, if people want to get this Xbox Rog Ally X and spend $1,000 on it for somebody for Christmas, I want to give them a proper review of it and such, and see if it's, say if it's actually worth their money and the software and all that stuff. Like I said, I already, when I brought it home and did the unboxing and setup and all that stuff, that showed a lot of what that thing could do, but I didn't really show too much of the games because I still had to dial in the settings and all that, dial in stuff like the memory and stuff, because it has a lot more memory than my original my ROG Ally Extreme. Went from 16 to 24 gigabytes of memory. It's like, and then you can allocate more memory to your games and stuff, and it's like to the graphics and the games and stuff. I'm like, okay. So the reviews in early stages and early progress, let's just say. So I'm thinking about what I want to say and what I want to do. Not too many people, a lot of people that did their reviews and stuff and their final previews and reviews of the Xbox Rog Ally X, they just did them in a haste of what the early editions of it. I'm doing it more while I'm actually more into playing it, into the weeks that I've been playing it, and how I use it. This is going to be how I use the Xbox Rog Ally X compared to other people, which I got to say, a lot of people have been talking about it, and a lot of people that were on the negative side aren't utilizing what the device can do so far, which you can do a lot more than just, download some games, play some games, blah, 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 blah. They can utilize more of that with streaming from their console or the cloud. Not that you have to stream from the cloud or anything, but if you want to play your games, I know a lot of them keep saying, but you can't play your console games. But then I always come in and I say, well, if you have a Series X or S, I don't know if the Xbox One does it still, but if you have at least a Series X or S, you can stream your Xbox One games, any of your Xbox One games from that console to your ROG Ally, and technically you're playing Xbox games on your ROG Ally. You're just streaming them, and you don't have to use the streaming cloud to do it because the cloud doesn't have all those games, but your console does, and you can pop in a disc or whatever, and it plays the games, and it plays them very well on the Xbox Rog Ally X, as I found out. But that's, like I said, a feature that still nobody talks about. But early stages, I want to get out a review. We'll see. I'm just going to take my time. I'm in no hurry to get it out. Like I said, I don't get paid for any of this stuff, and I want to do it right. I want to give out my own opinion on it. There's no deadlines for what I do, but eventually I want to get it out and have some fun with that. And also, before we get into the games that I've played in the past week, I am not going to be doing, because I just thought of it now, because after playing some more Call of Duty Black Ops 6, or trying to, I just said to myself, I am not going to be playing Call of Duty Black Ops 7, and I'm definitely not going to be doing any first gameplays or reviews or playthroughs of that. No, sirree, Bob. No. Not caring about that whatsoever. I'm just not really into the Call of Duty shooters. Maybe if they go back to like World War II or something, or if they do like a World War III and to get out of this Black Ops. I don't care about the Black Ops bullshit. I tried. I played a chunk of Black Ops 6 for the game. It was okay. And then it just fell off for me. And then the stupid zombies thing, and I'm like, no. Another game that I haven't been playing, before we get into the games that I played in the past week, I know I'm just dragging this out. I haven't been playing any Ninja Gaiden, 4? Ninja Gaiden 4 yet. I'm going to eventually get back into that too. But I want to wait till I beat the Outer Worlds 2, and I want to play some other games. Then I'm going to get back into that. Some more Ninja Gaiden, because that was fun. I just really, I just was like, oh, I'll play a little bit of this, and then, oh, the Outer Worlds 2 came out. Oh, let's see how this is. Oh, it's good. I'm playing that and this and that and that, and that's like, sorry, I don't have much time for any Ninja Gaiden right now, but I will come back to you, Ninja Gaiden, because it's not like you're a hard game to just pick up and play. You're very easy to pick up and play, because it's not hard to do that if you're not just trying to do every weapon and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'll come back to Ninja Gaiden 4 eventually, but as of right now, that's also on my back burner with a bunch of other games. So why don't we get into the games that I played in the past week, and then get into some games news now, after.
The games that have been played in the past week.
Oh, man, I ran out of water. I got to go get a refill on this water. I drank that whole thing. I got a big bottle here, folks. I drank this whole big bottle of water. Like I said, I had a tummy ache earlier today, so drinking a lot of water helps your tummy aches. Now, mind you, I used to be a big Pepto-Bismol lover, but I keep forgetting to go to the store and buy some to have in the house, so I just drink a lot of water. So no pink stuff for me, unfortunately. So Diablo 4, been having a fun roly-poly time with Diablo 4, still pushing through. I played a bunch, especially this morning. I woke up and I'm like, before I even ate, I was like, I want to just stream a bunch of Diablo 4 and play a bunch of that on my Xbox Rog Ally X, because that's a great device to stream it to from my console instead of just turning on my TV and everything else and playing it on the TV. It's right here in my hand, and my console to Xbox Rog Ally X remote play does a damn good job. Now, it will like do a little glitchiness at a beginning point, like it'll like get all pixelated for a little bit, but then it'll go get really solid, the signal and all that. I wonder if it's just calibrating or something, but it gets really, and then it just stays good for the rest of the gameplay. I was playing over an hour or so of Diablo 4 just sitting there on my couch. I even had it unplugged, and I'm just playing, and I'm doing these like quests and missions and stuff, and still trying to get we're trying to get this. I forgot what kind of stone it was. I don't think it was a soul stone. It was something. It was a stone that was gonna kill Elias, and then eventually it would help us get Lilith this stone. But the stone was broken, and the one guy that's supposed to fix it, he's not too sure of himself, so he wasn't able to fix the stone right away. And now me and this witch friend is trying to get him and get his confidence back. So now we got to take him somewhere so he can get his damn confidence back and get rid of all his doubt. And then we can bring him back and he can finish fixing up the soul stone or whatever it's called. And we could go trap ourselves or kill ourselves some demons. And then eventually get to Lilith, maybe. Eventually. I'm sure there's still a long way to go before I get to Lilith. It just seems like that. Like I said, it's like Carmen Sandiego inside of Diablo. Where in the world is Lilith? Where in the world is Lilith? Da, 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 da. That's all it is. It's me trying to find out where the damn hell is Lilith. But it's fun. Still finding ways to level up my character with her, tons of ways. There's tons of skill trees for this and that. Paragon trees. There's some freebie downloads for my character that I downloaded some extra stuff and just been doing a lot of looting. She's got a lot of looting. A lot of money she's making again. But eventually I'll be using all that to upgrade her some more and upgrade other things some more. And she's badass. My character, my Lilith character, because I named my character after Lilith, so I named my character Lilith. My little badass little army with my creatures and skull head army and stuff are really badass. And we just rip shit through everything and anything. I know I keep saying that before. I know I said that same thing before, but Diablo 4 is still fun. And I'm like, damn, when I'm done with Diablo 4, it's going to leave a little hole in my heart for a little bit, because I'm not going to go back in and play the whole story again and again and again. I know they got these DLC and seasons and stuff like that, but I'm not really into doing too much of that, because eventually you get burned out by it. You get your fill, and then it's like, okay, the story's done. We'll wait till Diablo comes back the next time, and we'll have Diablo 5 and stuff eventually, and then I'll be more inclined to play that again. But it is such a good game, and I had to wait a little bit later to play Diablo 4, because first off, they were still in the middle of purchasing Activision Blizzard when Diablo 4 came out. And then by the time it came out to Game Pass and stuff, and they put it on Game Pass, that's when it was only, I think it was only on and available through the Battle.net store. And I'm like, well, I don't want to download and use Battle.net to get the PC version of Diablo 4. I'll wait till the console version becomes available. And then eventually the console version became available on Game Pass. And I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, well, I don't really want to play this on the TV. And I'm like, shit. And then I was playing a little bit through my pass-through from my living room to my computer here. I was having some fun with Diablo, but I'm like, I wish I could play on my remote play. And then I found out about remote play later, and I'm like, oh, fuck, now I got a reason to play Diablo 4 on my, at the time, my ROG Ally Extreme. Now it's on my Xbox Rog Ally X to stream it to that. And I'm like, oh, yeah, Diablo 4, a very good game to be just playing on a handheld. And I'm like, fuck, that's a good game to go handheld play with. A very good game for handhelds. Because I'm sick, like I said, I tell people this now, I am sick of playing games on my TV set. Yeah, it's weird. I don't want to play my games on a big screen TV anymore. I just want to watch TV shows and movies and videos on the big screen, and that's all I use that living room TV for now. If I want to play a video game, it's mostly on my Xbox Rog Ally X or my PC here with my little monitors, which are close up to me. First of all, it's easier to see the stuff on these monitors or my Xbox Rog Ally X compared to the TV, because the TV, even though it's big, it's still farther away and I can't read everything even with my glasses on and stuff because my eyes are still so bad compared to many other things that are bad with me. And I just like having the game right there, and it's just so good in the hand, so good. And if you remote play Diablo 4, or if you just download the Battle.net version, if you don't care about achievements and stuff, because the Battle.net version of the game does not have achievements or anything, you could just play that via the handheld device or PC easily. Oh, excuse me. It is late when I'm recording this episode, but yeah, having a blast still. Still pushing through the wasteland, taking over more territory in the wasteland. I love that too. I love it, seeing the map and seeing me uncover more of the map. I got just this big chunk of the map uncovered because I've just been looting and going all around the map and unlocking stuff, unlocking quick quick travel points in the game and stuff like that. It's just so much fun. So much fun. Highly recommend Diablo 4. Even way better than Diablo 3. And I love Diablo 3. I think I played Diablo 3 twice through because I respect and all that on that. Still continuing on with The Wolf Among Us on PC. Probably going to record a couple the last episodes tomorrow. I got episode 4 and 5 that I got to still play on The Wolf Among Us. So I probably might do that on Sunday tomorrow, which is tomorrow, Sunday. I'll be playing more of The Wolf Among Us, having fun with that. Still no achievement unlocking. Cannot figure out why. Cannot figure out damn why no Chivo's been unlocked for The Wolf Among Us. Even though Xbox detects it as an Xbox game, it's detected on the Xbox app. On my little app, it shows the 0 achievements, but it shows that I've been playing it. So I don't know what it could be, why the achievements aren't unlocking in that game. It just makes no fucking sense to me. But it shows everything else. It just doesn't show any achievements unlocking for the game. I should call up customer support and go, hey, Xbox customer support. Oh, I'm playing The Wolf Among Us on the PC version of the Xbox game. It is not unlocking my achievements. I want my achievements. Yeah, give me my achievement, please. I'm paying you guys. Give me my achievements. They would just be like, oh, we got a customer not getting his achievement. First off, I'm sure they're would be very happy to help me try to unlock my achievements or get the game working for achievement unlocks or whatever, try to fix whatever, because, I'm a paying customer. And 2, they want to keep the gaming customers, well, I guess, somewhat happy outside of the proper Microsoft elites over there. But they, they still want to keep people happy. So, that's one of the things of customer service, how to fix your achievements and stuff. So, because they know that's important to us dumbasses out there. We need our achievements. Need my achievements. Because I am stupid. And I love my achievements. I've been unlocking some achievements, though, in Powerwash Simulator 2. Cleaning gets achievements made, man. You get rewarded for playing Powerwash Simulator 2. Even though I'm not really doing any real power washing and it's all a simulation, I unlock stuff, I get achievements, and it's a nice, easygoing, sit back and relax type of a game to play, and I've been playing that. Well, I was playing before I got onto this podcast. I was just relaxing, playing a little bit of this game after my stomach was going down a little bit, because I did eat some homemade lasagna when my stomach got a little bit better today. And I was just relaxing, playing some Powerwash Simulator 2. I power washed a big giant teacup. Now I'm gonna power wash this this circus tent thing. I think it's one of those carnival games tents that I gotta clean up next. It's fun. It's power washing. It's stupid. It's cleaning a bunch of dirt and mud off of stuff, and when you finish cleaning them all up and stuff, you just go on to the next item. And then there's a little backstory and other stuff going on the sides. If you read the text on the sides from the text messages and stuff, and so you get a little story going on and behind the scenes. And fun game. Fun. And it's on Game Pass. And it's a good quality game to just relax and play. And then we got the Outer Worlds 2. I already talked a bunch about that, so I don't really have to go into any more about that. But I know I'm going to go play probably more of the Outer Worlds 2 later today, if I'm not too tired. If I'm too tired, then I won't play any more Outer Worlds 2. I'll just relax, watch whatever on TV, maybe play some Powerwash Simulator or something, and that'll be it. I'll call it a night. But maybe I'll try to play some more Outer Worlds 2. I'm not going to guarantee it because I can already feel I'm a little tired, so maybe not. So I'm not going to really push myself to that, but I'll play it in first thing in the morning. That'll be definitely something I could play in the morning. Some Outer Worlds 2, have some fun on my Xbox Rog Ally X, maybe play it in bed. Why not? I could. That's a fun game to play in the bed or on the couch or just sitting here in my gaming chair in front of my computer. I'll play it sometimes on my handheld while I'm doing other stuff. That's what's so fun about having an Xbox Rog Ally X or any of the handhelds. You can play games in your hand, not having a big TV and all that stuff. That's why I say sometimes people should consider getting the Xbox Rog Ally X because it's so powerful. With the chipset, you could put in a big M.2 drive in there. I got a 4 terabyte in there right now. It's got a lot of memory, and it's a computer. So you just don't have to use it for a gaming console for your hands. You can use it as a full-blown computer, and you don't have to worry about getting another computer. You can just use that for your reports, whatever, hook it up to your wireless printer or whatever. You got it right there. It's all that in one, and then you can just unhook everything, or if you're using Bluetooth for everything or whatever, or Wi-Fi, just use it as a gaming console. It's the best of many worlds because it's a PC in your hand. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. I think it was just because I was saying you could play the Outer Worlds 2 in your hand, and it's so much fun. And I just started ranting off about the Xbox Rog Ally X. Also played a little bit of Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. I'm kind of waiting for them to maybe make a few patches or something with that. I do want to watch more of the documentary. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow when I'm here doing some other stuff on the computer, some other work and some other stuff. Maybe I'll watch some more Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection documentary stuff because that stuff is quite fun and quite worth playing because why freaking not? Because it's Mortal Kombat. But a lot of people have been talking about playing it, and a lot of people on their podcast have been saying there might be some lag issues in the games, a lot more than you wouldn't notice from the games in general, and that maybe some of the controls need to be fixed as well. So we'll wait and see if there's any updated patches coming down the pipeline for Mortal Kombat the Legacy Collection. I'm playing it on my Series X, but also it's great when it's streamed to my Xbox Rog Ally X. It streams and plays very well. Again, another great endorsement for having my handheld. And then we got Call of Duty Black Ops 6. I've just played a little bit of that today. I played about, 12 minutes or 15 minutes of that. And then I just put it down because it was just so bad. I was playing it I'm on the level where all the zombies are there and stuff, and I'm just like, I don't want to do these stupid zombie stuff. I just want to shoot people. Let me go outside and shoot people, or go through a building and shoot people. What's with the zombie backstory bullshit? And it's stupid. And then you get this super zombie where it's like, oh my God, and I'm trying to shoot these zombies and they're coming from everywhere, and I got all my turrets out, I got all this out, I got my bombs and grenades. I'm thinking I can destroy this main zombie, but no, this main creature zombie is not dying, and I'm trying to get somewhere, and it's not a very good platformer if you want to do platforming with Call of Duty Black Ops 7 or whatever it is. Yeah, 6. Sorry, Black Ops 6. And I just got so frustrated. I'm like, this is a bad game. So I turned it off and I deleted it off my handheld system. I did get some footage from it so I could show people what it looks like and how it plays, which of course it looks great. It plays great on my Xbox Rog Ally X. So that's my preview there, but it's just not a game that I want to play. If it was like Call of Duty, like one of the originals, like when we're in World War II and stuff like that, sure, that'd be great. Or if it was like Call of Duty, whatever, what was it? Modern Warfare or something. That was okay. You know, stuff like that. But now it's this Black Ops stuff. I don't like it. And I'm not interested in Black Ops 7 either. When that comes out, like I said, within this week or next week, I'm not going to play it because I'm not into that. I want to play something more. Battlefield 6 is a bit more, but it's not what I want to play either. So, and I don't play online, so that's another big thing for me with these Call of Duty games. I used to play a lot of them, and I used to play them religiously, and I used to beat them religiously, and then all of a sudden I'm just like, no. No, I'm not going to do that. Not going to do that anymore. Just wasn't having any fun. If you're not having fun in a game, what do? You shut it off and you delete it. I tried to make the fun. I tried hard to have fun in the game, but I just really couldn't. So I had to give it up. Sad, but true. This game I also did play a nice chunk of today because, like I said, I am doing that Xbox Rog Ally X review, which is in progress. So I was capturing more footage and stuff of this game, and I was playing some Forza Motorsport. And I'm just talking about Forza Motorsport, the latest one for PC and stuff, and it runs still great on my Xbox Rog Ally X. Now that I got the settings all tuned up and I know what to do, it still has that pop-up where when you begin the game, it says, warning, this game will not run with this processor. We do not understand what this processor chip is, even though it is an AMD chip. If for some reason the game doesn't understand that, it's saying, well, this is an unknown CPU chip and it does not support this game, so this game cannot play. Do you want to play or continue or cancel? And I just go to continue because I know this game is going to run and it's going to run flawlessly if I have it on the right settings. And sure enough, it ran flawlessly right out of the gate. I didn't even need to change any of the shaders. The shaders, I think it did some little minor shaders thing through in the game, but that went really quick. And yeah, loaded up really quick. I got into some races and had myself some fun winning some Forza Motorsport races going around in tracks. And the one ex that lives with me, she was looking over my shoulder. She came into the room, looked over her shoulder. She's like, "You playing car game? Playing racing car game? Looks real." I'm like, "Yeah, it does, and it plays really good on this little Xbox Rog Ally X. I can tell you that." And playing that and being able to record some footage off, because I'm recording the footage. I'm not capturing it through the capture card here. I'm actually playing it on the device, and I'm capturing it with the device using the Xbox Windows capture, because you could do the Xbox Windows PC capture, and you can capture like hours of gameplay. You know, you could just capture like hours and hours, and I'm just capturing a chunk of whatever I'm playing of which game. and I'm taking screenshots and stuff like that. It's very easy to do that with your Xbox Rog Ally X and stuff. It has it. You just tap on that Windows button really quickly. It goes to the menu. You can go to capture, all that stuff. You want sound on it. You don't want sound on it. It's very easy, very simple. And if you set it up like I do, all the videos go to the place you want them to go, and all the, the pictures go to the other part. It's really good. It's doing that stuff, and capturing games is really, really easy with that. Excuse me again. Sorry about the yawn. Like I said, it's very late as I'm doing this podcast, so I hate to yawn. It's bad pod, but yeah. But Forza Motorsport, even though they shut down, I think they shut down, what was it, Turn 10? That they shut down, that they closed up. And even though Phil Spencer quotes that Forza Motorsport ain't dead, but it's in hibernation, and it could come back someday, even though no one like me would ever believe that. This was a great game, and I'm surprised nobody really took to it, and nobody really cared about it, and people had issues with Forza Motorsport, because I have no issues with this game. I think it's a very lovely game. And because I've played out all the Forza Horizon games, especially the recent Forza Horizon game, I just went back to this because I never played through and beat Forza Motorsport yet. But I was playing more of it today, and then it was raining in the game, and all the rain effects and all the stuff, it looked really good. The ray tracing-ish type of water and all. It looked very good, and it ran perfectly fine, and it captured perfectly fine. I'm like, this is a really good-looking playing game, and it's, it's racing. It's racing with cars around tracks and stuff, and I have fun with that sometimes, and I had fun playing this game before, doing this podcast. And like I said, I'm going to use some of that footage and screenshots just for the review, the pending review of the Xbox Rog Ally X. But it's one of those really good games to test out playing it on a handheld with this game. This is a good game. It needs a lot of power to run it. It needs a lot of stuff to run this game, but it runs like a champ. And the fans of my Xbox Rog Ally X weren't really going really high or anything. I barely even heard them. You just heard they weren't going or anything like that. So, and the screen and everything was nice and cool. So, not bad. It's a great game. It's got some really good weather effects to it, and I had some fun racing in the rain, which you will see in my video, especially when the storm is incoming as you're going. So it's like a dynamic storm incoming as you're racing. That's pretty cool. So those were the games that I played in the past week. I didn't get a chance to play any card simulators or shopping supermarket simulators or anything. That's another thing I got to get back into, play some more supermarket simulator and stuff. I know I had a ball with that stuff, but I want to complete some more of these games. Like The Wolf Among Us, I'll probably beat either this weekend or this week. I don't know how much Diablo 4 I still got left, but I'm pushing through that. Got a bunch of the Outer Worlds 2 to play, of course. Tons of power washing and Power Wash Simulator. Like I said, I am holding back a little. I am waiting a little bit for Mortal Kombat to get a little bit fixed up. And there are other games that I can play that I will play some more of on top of that. But yeah, like I said, I just unlocked a 50-point achievement in Forza Motorsport for driving in the rain. So I was having fun and unlocking a nice achievement for that. I'm like, yeah. But I got plenty of games to play, so I'm not too worried about future gaming on that stuff. So we're going to get into next the Games News Now section, but we're going to do all that after I take another break, which, like I said, you will not notice because it'll just go right into the next section, but I will notice. So I'll be right back. Why don't we knock off some of these games news stories with the game's news now.
Locked and loaded, ready for the fight. Game talk news, gonna set the stage alight. Mr. Mike's got the scoop, he ain't holding back. Dropping bombs on the gaming industry track. Hear the thunder, feel the roar. Game talk news, gonna settle the score. From E3 to PAX, they got it all. The highs and lows, ready to brawl.
And we'll end it right there abruptly. It's because why not? I'm back. And originally I was going to talk about these two guys behind me, Grand Theft Auto and Terminator 2D No Fate for Games News, but I said why not talk about it during the podcast. So seeing these on my Games News Now portion of the show, I'm just like, okay, whatever. Something that's not gaming related that I was just thinking of when I was going to use the little man's room recently on my little break. There's another Mummy movie going to be made pretty soon. They're making a new Mummy movie. Yeah. And Brendan Fraser and what's her name? Kate Wise? I forget how to say her last name. Kate West. They're both returning. Yes, the original people returning for the new Mummy movie. And I'm like, oh, cool. Hopefully Brendan Fraser loses some weight and he gets into a good action physique for this movie. I think, not Kate, but Rachel Weisz. Yes, Rachel Weisz. She still looks pretty good, I think, for older age. Herself at an older age, I think. I think she was in another movie or something recently. I don't know. Don't quote me on that, but I think she's still looking pretty good. But then I was thinking, well, who will be the mummy in this movie? That's a big question. I know it's not really gaming related, but there is the Mummy Demastered game. I actually have that. I'm thinking about maybe playing that game eventually as like a Let's Play or something. I was just thinking of that right now when I was thinking about this movie. I'm like thinking, who are they going to get to play the mummy? Is it going to be Imhotep again? Is the guy who played Imhotep still even alive? Is he around alive? Is he acting still? How old is that guy? Stuff like that. It's been a while since those movies. And well, if not him, then what? Is it going to be the female mummy that kind of failed at the theaters with Tom Cruise? That Mummy movie, which I think is pretty good. I have that movie. I thought it was okay. It's kind of all over the place, but it was okay as a Mummy movie. I wasn't saying it was knocking the socks off of me or anything, but I saw it. It was okay. I think I did see it in the movie theater too. Did I see it in theaters? I think I did. I don't know. I thought I saw it in the theaters, or did I just get it on Blu-ray? I don't know. I did see it somewhere. I think I did see it in the theaters, but, it was okay for me. Or could they get The Rock to be the Scorpion King again, and he could come back? Why not? Have Haktu Moshente again, have the Scorpion King Matthias come back. You never know. That could be something. Why not? Have an actual Scorpion King mummy come back instead of his video game ass looking self and back in the Mummy 2 and the Mummy Returns when he was poorly rendered in CGI, which everybody was like, but nowadays they're like, yeah, it's good enough. That's good. Don't improve him. I don't know. That's the biggest question. Who's going to be the mummy? How's the mummy going to be? That's what we want to find out. Okay, so on to all the news. Good thing we still got the pictures up, at least for Grand Theft Auto. So there's been a lot of controversy, like I said. Why are they delaying again? What's going on over at Rockstar? Blah, 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 blah. Well, apparently, GTA 6 developer Rockstar was accused of union busting and the sudden firing of dozens of staff. I don't know if I covered this already. I might have covered it the last time I did this. Let me check. here because it did it on the 3rd. Maybe not, because it happened on the 3rd for this news story. But apparently they fired between 30 to 40 employees in a move that Independent Workers Union of Great Britain is claiming is a blatant and ruthless union busting. So basically there's some shit going on over at their Britain studio, part of the company of Rockstar Games and such like that. And the unions over there are not too happy and stuff like that in the UK. Also, for Canadian employees who are part of, I guess, a private trade union for Rockstar has been fired as well. And UK and Canadian employees who are also part of the private trade union chat group on Discord, either the union members themselves or trying to organize Rockstar, got let go and stuff. There's a bunch of that because, a lot of these companies are still anti-unions and stuff, I guess. So they're ball busting and all that stuff. So I guess they let people go. But I also heard there was more to that story. Like apparently GTA 6 studio was accusing Rockstar, or the GTA 6 studio Rockstar was accusing those fired employees of leaking confidential information in a public forum. So that's why they were releasing and firing all these people. Which they, of course, take to the parent company of Rockstar, denies union busting allegations. So shit is probably going down behind the scenes there. I hear has been a very headachy type of moments going on at Rockstar Games. And it's always been a very, I hear, difficult studio. Even though they make great games, those Grand Theft Autos and Red Dead Redemptions, and of course people that like the bully games and stuff. I like the table tennis game that they made. They make some great stuff, but they do it at costs. They do it at a lot of cost, and I'm not talking about money cost, but I'm talking about people cost, and talking about like harsh working conditions or poor working conditions or crunch time and stuff like that. Rockstar Games always has been known for that kind of shit. And making a game as big as Grand Theft Auto 6, maybe it's having some internal troubles with continuing making the game and getting assets done or whatever, because you got all these people around maybe not playing, not doing their jobs correctly. There's probably a bit of remote work going on there, or maybe there is some shit going behind the scenes, or maybe the employees are just getting fed up with Rockstar's top brass and stuff, and they're just getting sick of the company. Because remember, I think it was Dan Hauser that left. One of the Hauser brothers left. The other one's still there. Leslie Benzies left. Tried to start his own new studio. Now he has his own studio, and that studio ain't doing too good with the game that it only made. And then he's got people pissed off at him, workers and people. So Leslie Benzies hasn't been doing so good hot lately with his studio, gaming studio. But yeah, I wonder if all this stuff with these employees or beyond is what was causing this GTA 6 to be not finished or not polished or whatever's going on, or there's some development issues going on still with the game because they're trying to get, maybe they're in denial or something, or they're trying to get rid of these Grand Theft Auto whistleblowers and leaking confidential information. Maybe that's actually going on. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going, and I know Rockstar is really one of those people that they're really one of those companies that are always in that news section of, oh, this is one of the companies you don't want to work for because there's a lot of time and crunch and all that. But yet their games are made really good, but they don't really pay people very well. You know, you hear a lot of things about voice talent and stuff like that. You know, you had some issues on with voice talent and stuff like that, and issues with people working at the company and stuff. And it's just really like, where's this game going to go? Where's this game heading? Where's Rockstar taking Grand Theft Auto this time? And how is this game going to shape up at the end of the day? You know, a lot of these games don't finish and get done and are not playable until the very end, where they actually, you know, are ready going on. And then you get these big first day one game patches and stuff like that. And that's when these games are available to play. And it all comes together at the last second. It's really weird. And I'm watching all these videos here about this stuff. But it is a question. It's going to continue to be a question. A lot of other game reporters out there, game journalists out there, talk about how Rockstar is a finicky company and they're very, very secretive and they're very up their own asses and stuff like that. And it's a culture of all their own. And, you know, and if you don't play by the rules, they'll just disown you entirely, you know, and they'll hold a grudge and stuff. It's like how Nintendo puts you in Nintendo jail if you don't play by the Nintendo rules and stuff like that. It's really weird how that stuff goes, but you know, luckily for me, I'm just in the outside of this industry, and I just buy my games or get them for free via Game Pass or something. So I don't really have to be bound by any of these people's internal cultures or rules or anything. I just go get the games when I can get the games, play them, see how I like them. If they're good, they're good. If they're bad, I'll call them out for it, and I don't give a shit if they get mad or whatnot, because if the game is shit or something in the game is shit, I'll let you know about it. I don't care, because I bought the game. I have that right. I didn't get the game for free from anybody or anyone, you know. So I'm not bound by rules like that or early leaks and stuff like that. It's whatever comes out, you know. And then you got stuff, then you got one of the co-founders, Rockstar co-founder Dan Houser, talking about how Grand Theft Auto will not leave the United States, because a lot of people are thinking, well, after GTA 6 or something, maybe they'll go back to London or somewhere else for a new GTA finally or something else. And former Rockstar boss Dan Houser explained why Grand Theft Auto series will never leave the United States in terms of its setting, because he says only in America all this shit can go down. Only in America it is crazy, and how the United States, because it leans so heavily on Americana and how crazy America can be, and with all this stuff, that it's actually more prudent and more semi-believable in a weird way that GTA works better in America than other places, because other places have their own different cultures and stuff like that. So technically Grand Theft Auto wouldn't work in those other types of cities around the world. And then you got your stuff like your Yakuza games and stuff like that. So they got their own Grand Theft Auto type of games in a way, in a sense, with stories and stuff like that. But, you know, a lot of the stuff like Red Dead Redemption and stuff like that, that's Americana in general. So, and what does that have to do with GTA 6? Well, nothing, because GTA 6 is going to be in America, but still some people think that it's going to go outside America, but I doubt it. I I doubt that this game will come out anytime soon. And if it does make its next November launch, I will be surprised. And a lot of people, which I am guilty of this too, and I know people say it's stupid to take off for a game release or a launch or something like that. I am guilty of that, but I make sure the game is going to be coming out. And plus, I do it like a couple weeks before the game comes out as well. I'll take off, a day or a few days or whatever, depending on what type of game it is. I am guilty of taking off work to play a game. Now, a lot of these game journalists always complain about, oh, you should never take a day off. Like Jeff Gerstmann, he'll be like, you should never take off work to just play a game. Well, it's easy for you to say because that is your work. That is your job, Jeff, or anybody else that's in the gaming industry. So, of course, you're going to be able to play the game right away. And that's what us loyal gamers want to do. If we got a favorite game that we just want to play day one and have fun with right when it comes out, and we don't want to wait because none of us have the ability to wait anymore. I'm guilty of that a lot of times too. Patience is not a virtue anymore. It's a past tense. We want it now. We want to play it now. We want to get it now. We want to play it now. It unlocks at this time on this date. We want to play it at this time on this date. So, that's what we are. We're impatient people nowadays, especially gamers. We're very impatient people. So I'm just saying, hey, don't be too harsh on people that are fans of the certain genre. So like I said, there are certain games and certain genres like Grand Theft Auto I would take off for. So if this game coming next November of 2026, if the game is very likely to come out actually, and it's like not even a few weeks away from launch, I might take a day or two off to stream and play that game. A lot. Now, does that mean everybody has to do it? No. You can wait. You can do that. You can wait for the weekend, but I want to play that game then and now and have fun with it. Same with other games out there. Same thing with when I got my Xbox Rog Ally X. Originally, I wasn't going to take off, and then I'm like, maybe I will take off. And I did, just to do my unboxing, do my day stream and stuff, have my fun with it. And I did, and I had a great time, and I did for a piece of hardware, gaming hardware. So I am guilty with that stuff. And I took off for the last Grand Theft Auto. I took off for, other games in general. I don't do it for all games, but I do it for those games that I feel like could be special enough to me to go and play and have fun with day one. And sometimes it's a game that you want to take off most of the day to play and not just wait till the end of the day to play or middle of the day. Luckily for my job, though, I get out earlier in my job, so technically I don't have to, wait as long to play a game if I want to play a new game or whatever after my day of work. But if it's a game that I really want to play that day, I'll set up the whole day. I'll have a nice breakfast. I'll do this. I'll watch something on a movie, and then I'll play a game. I have a whole weird thing going on for that, but yeah, people took days off to play GTA 6 in May, and then they were complaining, oh, I planned a day off for May 2026 to take off. And then other guys were like, you took a day off all the way? You put a day on the calendar to take off in May? What's wrong with you? And I'm thinking the same thing, though, because I'm like, wait a second. You're doing that now to take off for May, and you're worried about that? You could just take it off the calendar. What kind of job do you work at that lets you take? I don't know. It's just weird how why they're doing it so far in advance to take off for a day, and then they're complaining about it when they could just do it in a month or a couple weeks. Like I'll go up to a month of taking off for a game or something like that, or some event or whatever. I can usually give them like up to a month to Not that it matters, because I'll be there the next, after a couple days, I'll be back to do my job again. But it's a weird thing. It's a weird thing. I don't want to babble too much about this because, everybody's different. But there are a lot of people, I'm included, that do like to play games day one. So I'm guilty as charged, folks. Guilty as charged. Do not have that patience. I have more now than I did, but, because I used to go to all those midnight launches for games as well. I used to go to like most of the midnight launches for most of the games. I used to get on my, when I used to buy physical collector's editions and stuff, I would go always to take off and go to those midnight launches and stuff and never play the game because I was so tired after I got it. I just got the game, installed it, said, okay, I'll play it in the morning. That was me. That was me in a nutshell. So Nintendo raises hardware forecast as the Nintendo Switch 2 hits sales mark of 10.36 million consoles sold, continuing streak as the biggest console launch of all time, which to me that seems ridiculous. So the Nintendo Switch 2 sold an astounding 10.36 million units between of June 5th and September 30th, a record-breaking amount that sees the platform continue its run as the biggest console launch ever. That's kind of weird because I was just saying, is the Nintendo Switch 2 even selling? Because I've seen so many Nintendo Switch 2 consoles at my local Best Buys, Target, Amazon's got them in stock. Everybody's got the Nintendo Switch 2 in stock, and they've been having it in stock. And with prices gone up, tariffs, all that other stuff, I'm like, and people not having money because everybody's complaining, I don't have money. I'm like, who's buying these Nintendo Switch 2s if they're selling or sold already 10.36 million units? That seems crazy. But apparently people are buying them around the world, and they're buying them. Like I hear in Japan that they're hard to come by in Japan. And I'm thinking, why are they hard to come by in Japan? And I'm like thinking, could it be because they're a little bit cheaper in Japan? Aren't they like $100 cheaper in Japan for the Japanese editions of the Nintendo Switch 2s? And aren't they like, made special or something? I don't know. They're made a little differently or something. I know they're a different kind of something or other, but yeah, I don't know. It's weird because I don't really hear too many people talking about the Switch 2, except the very few, podcasters out there, like the Giant Bomb people will talk about it. Gerstmann will talk about the Switch 2, and then he complains about the Switch 2 on how the Joy-Cons are crappy still, and they don't lock in, and the hardware is still He doesn't talk about too many games. He says his kids play most of the games on it. So, and then Nextlander and others talk about the Switch 2 very slightly, but nothing really. And yeah, I don't. For me, like I said, I'm still thinking I might get a Switch 2. I don't know. That might fall off. I might say no to the Switch 2 when a Switch 2 OLED version comes out. That's because that's what I'm waiting for, the OLED version of the Switch 2, which will hopefully come out in, few years' time, and it'll be better hardware and stuff inside, and, the screen will be an OLED screen and stuff, but I'm not really in a big hurry to get a Switch 2, especially because there's, like everybody's saying, there's still not that many games for the Switch 2. So unless if the Switch 2 is going to go down in price, really, like if I find it on a super sale or something for like $250 or something like that, I know that's crazy talk, but for what it's priced at now, at $499.99, there's no way I'm buying a Switch 2 because I got an Xbox Rog Ally X sitting here. Well, not here, it's in my living room, but I have an Xbox Rog Ally X where I can play all those hundreds and not thousands, but hundreds of Xbox games, console games, PC games, stuff like that. And I play that all the time, and I have fun with all those games. And I still got a Nintendo Switch regular in my house that just sits in the dock. I should take it out of the dock once in a while. It does run because I take it out of the dock once in a great while and dust it off or something, and it'll start up and stuff like that. And I did play some games with it before, but otherwise that still runs. It still runs very well. It's just I don't, really play games on it as much. And I don't foresee to play that many Nintendo games. Maybe it's just I'm not into these new Nintendo games. I got all these old Nintendo games. I still got a back catalog of games I got to still open and play. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just kind of done with Nintendo stuff, except for their Amiibos. Amiibos, I'll still buy their Amiibos, just like their Sambuses and stuff like that. Amiibos are still great. I'm still a sucker for their physical stuff like Amiibos. You could still get me. Let's see here. To put the Switch 2's success into perspective, Nintendo has doubled the 2-quarter launch sales of the Switch 1 in just 4 months. The original Switch sold 4.7 million in its first 6 months back in 2017. Also, don't forget, the Switch 1 was hard to come by during that time. They didn't really have too many Switch 1s in the pipeline. Like, it was harder to make or whatever issues was going on. They had some production issues. So, of course, that wasn't selling as much. And also, well ahead of the PlayStation 5's own impressive arrival, which sold 7.8 million units in the first 2 quarters following November 2020 launch, though was limited by stock availability as well. They also talked about that Mario Kart World, Switch 2's flagship launch title, which also was a packing game for most of the Switch 2s out there, has now sold 57 million copies, with 8.1 million units of that total from the console's bundle. So yes, more than 1 million people paid $80 to buy it separately. Okay, because people are stupid, I guess. Because they're stupid like me because they wanted the physical cart, I guess. Because that's what I would have did. Because I'm stupid like that. But then I found out that this Mario Kart game was kind of with its open world and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, whatever. So as of right now, the Nintendo Switch original, or the original Nintendo Switch, stands at 154 million units out there sold. Meaning it's just 10,000 sales away short from overtaking Nintendo's current best-selling device, the Nintendo DS. That was a good, that's another good device, the Nintendo DS. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how all these people are buying the Switch 2s. I don't know what they're playing on them. I really do not know, unless if it's just all Mario Kart, Donkey Kong Bonanza, and Pokemon. There could have been a lot of games coming out for it, but Nintendo's been pushing back and holding third-party publishers back from putting new game software on their Switch 2 consoles, which seems ridiculous to me, because you would think you would want more of these competition, not competition in general, but publishers to be publishing on this device, so you have a slew of extra content on there for people to want to buy. But it seems like Nintendo isn't too interested in that, and it's like, I hate it when they do their stupid Nintendo stuff, and it's crazy, and it's just like, you guys are the Apple of the video game world, and you guys act so poorly towards your customers. And it just makes me sick. It makes me sick that Nintendo does not want to support their customers. I hate when companies don't want to support their customers and get them get them as much as they can to make them feel happy about their purchases, like of this Nintendo Switch 2. I don't know, because I'm happy with my Xbox Rog Ally X, because I got plenty of things to play on it, and I always will, especially with Game Pass and PC games and this and that, and kind of leaves a weird taste in my mouth. That's why I'm not too much in a hurry to get that Switch 2, because got to get some games for it first. That's all I got to say, and I've been saying that for the longest time now. Get some games, Nintendo, for that Switch 2, and then maybe I'll buy it as well. Now that I'm going Nintendo versus Palworld, Nintendo fails with its patents. Yoo-hoo! So, the patent office rules against Nintendo. The Japanese patent office has now rejected several patent applications filed by Nintendo in the ongoing case against developer studio Pocket Pair. The company sought to protect key gameplay mechanics from Palworld, such as capturing and using creatures as its own inventions to support its lawsuit over alleged similarities to Pokemon. However, the examiners concluded that the applications lacked the necessary originality, even though they got accepted beforehand in the patent offices that should be checked over more than late. Many of the elements claimed by Nintendo had already been used in earlier games from other studios. As a result, the patents lose their basis, and Nintendo's legal argument loses its strength. For the Japanese gaming giant, this is a noticeable setback. Without effective intellectual property rights, the strategy to restrict Palworld through legal means is beginning to crumble, and I love that so much. The patent office's decision significantly shifts the balance of power in the case and is seen to be a signal that fundamental gameplay mechanics cannot easily be monopolized. I wonder if that will happen to certain things like that. What is it called? That Lord of the Rings Shadow of Mordor, what's it called? What's it called? It's on the tip of my tongue. The Nemesis system. I wonder if that might get challenged. Not that anybody else really uses it. Like I said, the only company that kind of used the Nemesis system in their own stuff was Ubisoft when they did it with Assassin's Creed. When they did with Assassin's Creed Odyssey, they had that Nemesis system in there, and I liked that because it felt like, oh, there's another new bad guy I can go and destroy. Nobody else used that system, and people said, well, it's because they have the patent. Warner Brothers Discovery has the patent on it over there at Warner Brothers Games, and I'm like, well, how do you patent a system like that? And I wonder if that could get diluted and go away, but I don't know. But I'm very happy about this because, of course, I am kind of anti-Nintendo right now on how they treat others and other companies and stuff. It all started with this lawsuit versus going against Palworld, because Palworld, even though they got some similarities from, the pals being like Pokemon and you're doing the Pokemon-like stuff, they do a lot more because they're animals with guns. They're Pokemon with guns, and you build stuff. So you get a little bit of Fortnite and Minecraft in there and stuff like that. So there's a lot of other stuff in this game than just Pokeballing. And maybe that stuff that Palworld took out of, or that Pocket Pair took out of Palworld, maybe when all this lawsuits go away from Nintendo, like if they get rejected and it all goes in Pocket Pair's favor, maybe they'll bring all that stuff back. Maybe they'll bring back the actual Pokeball thing. Maybe you can ride your Pokemon, your pals again. Sorry, I keep saying Pokemon. Maybe you can ride your pals again in the game and stuff, and they'll bring back all those original stuff, and they'll go, hey, we won, so we're bringing back all the stuff that you guys really liked, and you can get rid of those mods, those crappy mods and stuff, and yeah, thank you for believing in us and stuff, because I like Pal World. I like it a lot. I haven't played it in a while, but I played that a lot. And I was like, ooh, this is way better than Pokemon. I got to get back into it again. I really got to get back into Pal World again, because there's so much. They added so much to Pal World. And I'm just like, oh shit, there's so much to be done in Pal World that, there's still battles I got to do. There's still things I got to do, and pals to catch and stuff, and lands to go and conquer. I just got so much still in this game to do. It's just like crazy. But yeah, what a turn of events. Wow, either politicians or government workers actually doing their jobs, at least in Japan, and they're actually looking at their patent offices going, Nintendo, you can't just patent everything and anything. So there is some structure over there. And I guess the United States Patent Office got a little bitch slapped by the Japanese Patent Office and looking at what they're doing. And they're like, oh, now we might check out this patent stuff. So now, in this next news story, the U.S. Patent Office boss orders a re-examination of Nintendo's controversial summon character and let it fly Pokemon patent, which IP expert claims further undermines credibility for its case against Pal World. So, public outrage to blame. So the director of the United States Patent and Trademark Office has ordered a re-examination of Nintendo's controversial summon character and let it fly Pokemon patent after it was heavily criticized by IP lawyers. In September, IP lawyers criticized the U.S. patent system and the USPTO after Nintendo was awarded a Pokemon patent that revolves around summoning a character and letting it fly. Yes, definitely. I'm not going to read this whole article, but let's just say this patent was used with any objection to Nintendo, was used against the litigation of Pocket Pair and Pal World. Other games such as Persona, Digimon, and even Elden Ring, depending on how use similar mechanics, depending on how the patent is interpreted. And things like this, if other games wanted to do similar stuff and, use mechanics and stuff, Nintendo should not be the only one to be able to handle these rights to it, and they shouldn't be able to monopolize something like this as a mechanic going forward and stuff. So now our patent office, well, depending on if they're still running right now because the government shut down, but when the government's eventually back up, hopefully they'll look into this and then they'll just reject it and then they'll cancel out the patent if they're smart enough, that is. But yeah, that's pretty cool that after Japan did it, now that America is getting smarter and they're going to do it at our U.S. Patent Office, because our patent office patents like anything and everything. They'll patent my finger if I ask them to. I'm like, I got a special finger. I want you to patent it. They're like, well, write down a list and pay us. And okay, we're going to patent your finger. I hear some of the dumbest things that get patented from our patent offices and stuff. The dumbest things, like the whole podcasting patents that were trying to be going through. Like everybody was like, that company was having the podcast patent or whatever, and they were trying to sue everybody for that, and then that got shot down eventually. Stuff like that. It's stupid things and stupid companies, and Nintendo makes so much money. They're the Apple of the video game world. And I understand protecting your intellectual IPs, but unless if they're not doing a one-on-one rip-off of your properties and they're doing some unique things and they're making it their own, you guys could do more. You could do better. Your Pokemon games have been very much lacking for a while now. And, being such a big company and being anti-consumer for all of a sudden, that's not looking good for you. I know there's a lot of Nintendo fanboys and girls out there that still bow down to the big N, and they still say that, oh, the big N can never do wrong, but those people are all fanboys and girls, and they're going to be in their own little worlds of thinking, of thought on how this stuff is, even though they're definitely wrong on everything. But otherwise, you can't bully other people around unless if they're actually taking product. Like if they were making a one-on-one Pokemon game, sure. Like that other upcoming Pal World game. What was it called again? It was like the Pal World Animal Crossing type of game, which also Nintendo is doing as well. Yeah, it's just a coincidence or something like that. And Nintendo can't just go after everything and everyone on that stuff. It's just really ridiculous and ludicrous. I don't know. I'm just like, that kind of stuff just screams anti-Nintendo to me. Anti-Nintendo. Even though I still buy their shit and I still play their games, I'm still kind of anti-Nintendo. Like I said, I can wait on the Switch 2. There's nothing that I really need a Switch 2 for when I got other stuff. And hey, I still buy their amiibos, so I'm half a bad person right there, but I don't know. I can't say any more for my actions. My actions are my own, and half the time I don't know what I'm doing with my own actions. Let's get through the rest of these because the podcast is going rather late for me. And let's chug through the rest of these games, news, now stories. So Steam Deck finally introduces new quality of life feature players have been asking for. So now you can download, which is weird that it never did this before, and why on. So now you can download games and stuff to your Steam Deck with the screen off. So apparently the screen was always on and enabled when you are downloading anything. Interesting that the screen wouldn't go to like sleep mode or something, or turn off or whatever. But apparently there was an update that lets players that own Steam Decks download games and other stuff to their handheld systems in low power mode. Go to, have like a power off or display off power mode on their device. But it can also be enabled if you go to settings power when running on battery as well. And you can turn it on and it'll save a lot of battery power because the screen ain't running. And screens are notoriously take a lot of power to run. So, yeah. I'm surprised the Steam Deck couldn't do that already, but I guess a little late than never for having your screen off when you download. I could do that with my Xbox Rog Ally X. I can put that in the sleep mode, or I could just turn that off and have that screen off, and it'll still download all my games. It'll go and turn off the screen after so many minutes, and hey, all my games still download in the background. So it can be done. Can be done, Steam Deck. PlayStation 5 cross-buy graphic was spotted, sparking hope that Sony will finally introduce dual PS5 and PC purchases, just like a certain Xbox Microsoft thing is done with cross play with cross-play, cross-buy and play on the Xbox and PC and stuff like that for most games, for a lot of games. So Sony's finally maybe going to start doing this as well, which I got to say, well, better late than never, I guess. And that would be really cool. So I'm looking at the new symbol. It says cross-buy PlayStation 5/PC. But here's also a question that a lot of other people have been questioning as well, and I heard this on other podcasts questioning this as well. Does that mean they're gonna start putting these games out day and date as they come out on the PS5, or do you have to wait till the game eventually hits the PC store to get that game to be playable on PC and PS5? Or are they going to start putting these games out on both the PlayStation 5 and PC going forward? Or a lot of people were speculating, is Sony going to make their own PlayStation PC store, which would really suck, instead of using Steam for their games to be sold so they can just control that whole ecosystem in general? And I'm like thinking, hopefully they don't, because that would really suck, and I'd probably not buy any games from Sony, unless if it was on Steam or something like that, or if they decided to put it on Xbox PC store or something like that. But cross-buy would be interesting because, you know, I'm never going to own a PlayStation 5 or anything like that. And if they have like a cross-buy for stuff, I'm still waiting for them to announce to have, what's that game called? Astrobot to be coming onto the PC. I'm sure it's going to come to PC, to Steam or something someday, because I really want to play that game. That seems like a very fun platforming type of game, but it just takes Sony so long to put the games out, because first off, they want people in their ecosystem. They're still very closed. They still want all their games to be on just the PlayStation, not anything else for a while. And then eventually they'll put it on PC, if so. And it's just takes so long for them to do that stuff. But yeah, if this comes to fruition, that's one step closer to what Microsoft and Xbox does. Maybe they could do a better job. They just got to get more games made over at Sony. Also, Sony ramps up PlayStation Portal capabilities with cloud streaming, meaning you don't have to play remotely from your PlayStation Portal and your PlayStation 5 console and stuff like that. You'll be able to play hundreds of games from the PlayStation Plus game catalog if you have a PlayStation Plus Premium subscriber. You'll be able to play big games such as Grand Theft Auto 5, Borderlands 4, and the newly launched Ghost of Yotei and stuff, and you'll be able to stream without the need to connect to a PS5 console, stream thousands of games to your PlayStation Portal. I wonder if they're eventually, maybe they'll do it for more other devices as well, other cloud devices like TVs and stuff like Microsoft does. Maybe they'll do it with like the ROG Ally X and Lenovo Legions and stuff like that. If they do it that way and you can play a lot of these games being streamed to various devices, that means they would be taking a bigger page out of the Xbox playbook, and that would be also very cool. You know, not that I'm a big person on streaming from, you know, the cloud and stuff. Not that it's bad or anything, but, you know, Microsoft's Xbox Cloud has been pretty robust so far for me. But Sony, who do they use for their cloud? And can they handle all that streaming in the cloud and stuff? But yeah. But they say they got Sony. They have a catalog that stretches to more than 2,800 games that could be played and streamed and stuff to the PlayStation Portal and stuff like that. And I'm like, that'd be great. And I guess this is starting today. So starting right now, PlayStation Plus Premium subscribers can stream the long list of games, the very long list of games, which over 2,800 games, that's way more than what Microsoft and Xbox has available on their cloud streaming service / Game Pass service and stuff like that. So Sony's got them beat with all these old older classic games to all the newer games. Interesting. But as of right now, I'm just looking at it. It's not available for anything but the PlayStation Portal. And I'm just looking at anything else that it needs. Yeah. Otherwise, yeah. That's good. Like I said, even though I'm not a Sony person as much anymore, and like I said, they need some more games, at least newer games. They got the 2,800 games, but newer games, which Borderlands 4 is new. I got to say, they got Borderlands 4 for PlayStation Plus Premium. Subscribers could get to play it. That's not bad, but if they get more titles and they have people be able to stream them without having to buy like an official Sony handheld or anything like that, they got something going for them. You know, like I said, taking a page out of the Xbox playbook makes them look a lot better and stronger with the games. Xbox, Microsoft, you guys got some things to start making and coming out with more often. And in sadder game news, Square Enix undergoes massive layoffs, as it says in this article, as it reorganizes to consolidate development in Japan. Over 100 workers in the UK and an unknown number in the US are expected to be also impacted. So apparently in Japan, there's a lot of people being let go and transferred and all that stuff. And apparently, let's see here, the same president has shared today. Square Enix also shared that it expects 70% of its QA work to be handled by generative AI by the end of 2027. That's pretty aggressive and stupid, but okay. But Square has not been really doing so hot with their games. I know they got the latest Final Fantasy remakes and stuff that are doing, but I guess sales have not been well for anything Square Enix lately still. And they're just reorganizing and downsizing. And I'm like thinking, well, I wonder who's going to buy them up. Is it going to be Sony or is it going to be Microsoft? I know Sony would want to buy up Square Enix because, you know, or if they had that chance to, they would buy up Square Enix in a heartbeat because of the Final Fantasy games and stuff in general and try to keep them off Xbox and stuff. And, you know, have all that other stuff like the upcoming, which I guess will still be upcoming. I'm trying to think of the name of it. The Kingdom Hearts games and stuff like that. And all those other games that Square Enix makes. I don't know. It seems like still harsh times because that's what they mostly do. They're known for all those RPGs that they make. There's like, in that one non-E3, they were showing so many of these RPGs. It was like Square Enix, this big RPG, Octopath Traveler, this RPG, this big RPG, Final Fantasy this, Final Fantasy that, Final Fantasy that. And it's like, come on, is that all you guys are going to be cranking out? You're just going to, you're just tiring out your fan base and stuff. They're just too many Final Fantasy games and stuff like that, you know, and RPGs. You'd think they would do something different once in a while, and it's like, God. Not that I'm not going to buy that Final Fantasy VII Rebirth game when it comes out. I got to pre-order that soon because eventually that pre-order special offer is going to go away from me, but I got to get that sooner than later. But yeah, sad, but that's what's happening with Square Enix right now. Other news, Cash Cleaner Simulator. Never heard of this, but I guess it has been on Steam for a little while now. Is coming to consoles on the Xbox Series X and S and the PlayStation 5. It is out now on PC for Steam, but it's also coming for the Xbox Series X and X, PlayStation 5, and I think Xbox for PC. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's what they said as well. And it's basically this fake simulator thing where you're cleaning cash. Got all these boxes of cash and stuff coming down a tube, and you're cleaning cash. It's okay. From my supermarket simulator to my TCG simulator and all these other simulators I play, why not a cash cleaning simulator? Why not? Why not work for the mobs and mafias, clean their cash and make it all right? Why not? Sounds like fun. That's coming out eventually. When did I say it was coming out? Shit. Here we go. I'm opening it back up. It's supposedly coming out February 12th, 2026 of next year. So it's coming out to consoles this February 12th, 2026. So not too far away, but it's coming out next year. Let's see here. Okay, so Microsoft announced its Xbox Game Pass November 2025 Wave 1 lineup, which I got here. So the Xbox Game Pass November 2025 Wave 1 lineup as of now, what is today as I'm recording this? I'm recording this on November 8th. So a few games already came out. So Dead Static Drive came out November 5th. Sniper Elite Resistance came out November 5th. I'm not going to say what they're on because a lot of these are on like PC, cloud, and Xbox Series X and S. So I'm not going to really talk more about that stuff. Egging On, November 6th it came out. Whisker Wood, that is also November 6th it came out. Void Train, that came out November 7th. Great God Grove, that's coming out later on November 11th. Lara Croft and the Temple of Osiris, that was kind of a crappy Tomb Raider game, and I thought that was on Game Pass already, but I guess not. So I guess it's coming back to Game Pass. So that's coming November 11th. Pigeon Simulator. Oh, great. Another simulator game, folks. That's coming out November 11th. Maybe I might have to check out Pigeon Simulator. Can I be a pigeon and poop on people's heads in cars? That's all I want to know. Relic Hunter's Legend, November 12th. Winter Burrow, November 12th. And Call of Duty Black Ops 7, November the 14th. So that's Friday. Next week, Friday. Okay. So I know. A lot of the games are crap and junk. Not interested in Call of Duty Black Ops 7. Like I said, wasn't going to play that game. I'm sure a lot of people are like, oh, what am I paying for PC Game Pass for if all these crappy games are coming out? Well, maybe some people like some of these games. I don't know. Sniper Elite, stuff like that. But these are all older games. At least some of them are. Pigeon Simulator seems interesting. I might want to check that out. I wonder what that's like. To be announced. It's coming out on everything it's showing. You are a time-traveling pigeon sent to stop a nefarious goose from wrecking reality. Poop on everyone, destroy everything, and save the world. Okay. That sounds exactly what I want to do. I want to poop on everyone. I want to destroy everything, and I want to save the world. And I'm a time-traveling pigeon, and I got to face a goose. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Maybe I might have to play this. Pigeon Simulator. I don't know what's simulating, but okay. I didn't know pigeons were time travelers, but okay. And then in final game news to end the show, the whole talk about Halo 1 remaking and stuff like that, and people kind of dissing it and stuff like that, which I'm like, I'm in the middle ground of it. I'm like, okay, they're remaking it all as long as the story's still the story and it is somewhat true to the original game. They can add a few extra fun stuff to it and stuff, and hopefully it'll be looking good and stuff. And I'm kind of interested in the extra missions and stuff that they're going to do in the game. Kind of interested in that. So I'm going to take it as a grain of salt that the Halo campaign evolved remake is going to be decent. I will play it and find out if it's decent or not. And if they are going to also remake Halo 2 and 3, okay. Because I know they want to bring them all out to the PlayStation. But my thing is, they got to also make the games better. So down the road after this games, they got to make the new Halo game a real new Halo game. And it's got to actually finish that fight. I want to know what Cortana's doing and what's going to happen. Not this, oh, we're going off the beaten edge. And then, like I said, I didn't even play much of Halo Infinite because when I noticed how stupid and bad the platforming was in the beginning of the game, I just fell right off of it. I was like, no. I was really bummed about that. And I was like, oh, I really wanted to play because even though 5 had its own issues, it was still good. And I still wanted to, play it, But I don't know. With Halo Infinite, I'm like, it just did not really jive with me. I still might want to try to play it. I should give it a bigger chance to see, what it could be and what could happen. But I'm still like really not too. I'm still not really big onto it. You know what I mean? And I'm looking here. Oh, here we go. Gotta put this up here. There we go. Sorry, folks. I'm double doing here because I'm trying to re-put these folders somewhere. Why is that here? Why is that in here? Stupid. Okay. As you can tell, I am done. I'm out of games news. That's a lot of news. That's a lot of talk. I didn't think it would be that long, but it always gets really long when you got a lot of stuff to talk about. I hope Halo gets better again. I used to love Halos. Halos were also one of those midnight launches that I would take off work to go pick up. Like, I got a bunch of Halo collector's editions, like the Halo Guardians thing. I got that big dual statue of the Halo Master Chief and the other guy, with the guns and underneath the big thingy thing. I like that. I had the Halo helmet. I got rid of it. I forgot what I did with that. I gave it to somebody or something, the Halo 3 helmet, because you couldn't wear it or anything. So I was like, well, what am I going to do with this thing at the time? But I did like Halo. I loved the stories of Halo. I wanted to continue to fight and fight more, even though they kept bringing the flood and shit to the future. But they got to rethink stuff. They can, like I said, finish up the story, finish up this whole Cortana story and stuff. Maybe even do a reboot or alternate timeline or something that would change the Halo franchise altogether, making it something really special and new. That is my take on it. That's what I want. But I don't make the games. That said, folks, my throat is killing me. My mouth is dry. I'm a little hungry. It's getting late. I want to watch some stuff on the boob tube, as we used to call it. I think it's time to end this podcast. And I want to thank each and every one of you for sitting there and listening to me and my nasally drone go on and on and on and talking about all this stuff. I hope you find it interesting. I hope you do. I hope you really do on what I talk about. And hopefully I'll get that Xbox Rog Ally X review out sooner than later, but I'm not going to rush anything. And I hope you enjoy what comes next week, because next week, like I said, or this week, you're listening to this next week. I'm thinking next week because I'm still on Saturday here, but this week, like I said, Wednesday, Let's Play is going to be Chapter 4 of The Wolf Among Us. And then Friday is going to be me playing some Grand Theft Auto 5 on the PC. So if you're interested in Grand Theft Auto 5 on the PC and me playing it and fucking around in it, also playing some story and stuff, but also fucking around and stuff like that. That's what I'm going to do this Friday. And what else? Oh, yeah. If you feel like you want to support little old me and you feel like my podcast and my video games, shows, and streams and stuff are all worth it to you and everything that I do gamer art-wise is interesting to you and you want to help a brother out, feel free to tip me. I got the Mr. Mike's tip jar over at youtube.com/OldFreakyGamer-2023 on the page. If you go to the links, you can click on that link and you can go to a tip jar, my tip jar, or you could go to OldFreakyGamer.com and you could go on the top of the page and click on my tip jar, read what it's about, just saying you're helping me out. You don't have to pay me much. And you go through a secure payment process and, chip me a little something. A lot of people have, and I thank them for the money. I thank them for that. That's going to go right back into what I do. And if you would oblige, then that would be great too. And that's all I got to say on that. So until next time, folks, I am Mr. Mike. This has been the GamezAttack podcast, the 81st podcast. Has not been delayed. Came right on time. So everybody, until next time, Mr. Mike is signing off, saying game on, game hard, world conquest. I'm pushing this gaming button, and the show is now game over. Bright, old freaky gamer plays all night. Joystick in one hand, fries in the other. He's the king of one more level, brother. Press start, he's in the zone. His throne's a squeaky chair alone. Old freaky gamer, he's tapping that, blasting through the game's attack. Level up and don't look back. Old freaky gamer on the track.
Game over.